Hi, my name is Caleb. I'm making this channel to document my journey on growing my collection of Pokemon cards to $100,000. I'm giving myself 2 years from August 2nd to achieve this goal. This goal of mine was really inspired by when I started collecting in last August. I just really overall enjoyed the process and getting new cards, adding to my binder, but then realized it was very expensive. And so after going through a few card shows, I made a buddy at a card show who's a vendor. And to me, math's always made sense. So the margins on the vendors get just really intrigued me in growing your collection. You're able to get the card that you want for your collection at a fraction of the market value. So that's really something that's always interested me. So with that, let's get into tip number one on how I'm going to grow my current collection of $6,000 in cards to $100,000. So way number one of actually going from the $6,000 worth of business money or Pokemon cards in cash that I actually have is going to be card shows. Card shows are a great way to sell the inventory that I do have right now, but then also buy other people's inventory at a fraction of the market price, so like 70-80% depending on the card. So that's a way that I'm primarily going to try and build this from $6,000 to the $100,000 goal that I have. This has already helped me tremendously in the last card show, the third one. Best card show ever, we left with $1,300 in extra cash, but $400 less in product. So if product is valued at 70% of that, it'd be about $1,100 in value that we were able to make in that one card show. So way number two that I'm going to be able to turn this $6,000 into a $100,000 collection is actually by grading some of the cards that you get at the card show, or by trading on Facebook Marketplace, which is, we'll get into later, why that's a important way of actually increasing the value of your collection. So by grading cards, the process is simple really, but hard to actually find a card that's worth grading. Finding a card that's worth grading is a card you believe to be in gem mint condition, and that's what you want is a PSA 10. A PSA 10 can 2 to 3 to 4x the card, if not more value. And so a $50 card could turn into a $250 card. For example, a Zapdos EX from 151 right now is going for $51. I sent one of these off to get graded. If it comes back at 10, it'd be a $250 card. Right there is $200 in value that was just made for the collection and towards that $100,000 purpose. So this is going to be a key process for us growing this collection to $100,000 and just improving my overall collection. So way number three, which I previously mentioned, Facebook Marketplace, that is way number three, that we're going to be able to grow this from $6,000 to $100,000 in the next 2 years. And that is because when I'm not at a card show, or grading in itself takes a long time, but actually it's a short process for the person, for me, just sending it off and then receiving them, is actually utilizing Facebook Marketplace's ability to constantly always have some sort of interface with a customer, or being able to trade your cards up, sell them, buy other cards, which is what I've already done in the past. I've actually already been buying and selling on Facebook Marketplace, and that's how it's helped me increase the value of this collection to that $6,000 from the $3,500. So I was able to buy a collection, and I'll put a video up to it, that was worth $1,700 for $1,100. That is a great deal, and it has a lot of really good chase cards and a couple cards that I was able actually to send off and get graded. So all in all, this could net us, it did for sure net $500-600 worth of value added to that $100,000 goal, but could add more depending on how those cards are graded with PSA. And so this is a part that I'm going to be documenting continuously and including in the weekly videos or bi-weekly videos that I'll be producing, is what I'm doing on Facebook Marketplace and how that's improving my standpoint with that $100,000 goal. So with that, let's get into way number four. Way number four, which is a little bit more controversial, but does actually improve the overall value of the collection, is buying sealed product at MSRP if you're able to. When you're able to buy sealed product at MSRP, some people, anyone I guess who doesn't open it would be considered a scalper, depending unless you want to consider them if they're using it for their sealed collection. That's not something I really do, but what I will do is I'm starting to do is buy the sealed product and use it as a trading token or a mechanism to get higher value cards. So I could buy a $25 box and trade somebody on way number 3, Facebook Marketplace, and I'm able to get a $70 card now and improve that. Am I staying with that $100,000 goal again? Which it all circles back to that. And so I'm able to actually improve my position there with for a very low cost basis and get a nice card in the way for $25. And so pretty much buying the card at 33% market value, because everyone knows if you open a product, it's always going to be fun. Never expect to get a high value card out of it because RNG is horrible. But yeah, so that's way number 4. Now this is an honorable mention because it's not going to help me because my time frame for making this $100,000 of collection is 2 years. But it is if you're able to hold on to cards that are chase cards. Looking at the data, I made a whole Excel spreadsheet actually about how much a set increases in value over the course of the years. So from black and white to every modern day set, how much do they actually increase in value? And they outperform the stock market typically. I mean, it's a little skewed because now we're in a bubble, but what we do see is that it does perform well. So a 2-year plan for this $100,000 goal of collecting that I have, I could set on a card that I think is undervalued currently and trade it or sell it later on in the future for a card that is that value or is more. Just basically that card really increased in value. And there we go. Now we have that $100,000 collection. And that's just an honorable mention of a way to realize some more gains for improving your collection. So that's how I'm not going to use that one, but it is a long-term way. If you know you're going to be a collector like I will be for the long term. I've always liked Pokemon. I've always been interested in Pokemon games, Pokemon Go, of course, Pokemon card collecting now that I'm an adult. But yeah, so I definitely think that's a way you can make money, or not make money, but increase your value of your collection or the cards that you have, is by holding cards that you think are undervalued and allowing them to appreciate. So that is the 5 main ways that I'm going to turn this $6,000 that I currently have into a $100,000 Pokemon card collection in 2 years. And every card show, I'm going to be posting a video on the amount of money that was made from this. So the amount of money that was made for the $100,000 collection. Every marketplace deal, I'm going to show the value that increased the collection by. Every graded card that comes in, I'm obviously going to show that and improve the collection with those. So yeah, I am really excited to share this experience with everybody and also just enjoy the challenge of doing something like this and find meaning in it that otherwise I could be wasting my time doing. So yeah, this is going to be very interesting for me. And if you want to stick around, please leave a like for this video. This is my first video. And just think about subscribing if you want.